Yeah, there's a couple extra things that we'll do just because we know how you drive your vehicles.
This is a family car, okay? This is a family trip car. I'm not we're not going crazy.
But yeah, we'll
The content presented in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. While the methods and techniques featured are executed by industry professionals, Tread Magazine and Fast Friends Clothing Company, as well as their associates, are not certified professionals and disclaim any responsibility for any harm, loss, or damage that may result from your use or misuse of the information in this video. Always consult with a professional or your vehicle's manual before undertaking any installations or modifications. Use the information provided in this video at your own risk.
And on that note, what's up, guys? I'm here today with my good friend Greg from Wired by Greg, and we are going to get ready to dive into this whole electrical project. And this is the guy you want to come to. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good, good. So we've got some KCs, and then we've got some SPOD stuff. We're going to be running the Bantam. I haven't even opened up this box yet, but we'll pull this open, and then maybe we can kind of talk through what the key features on the Bantam are. Why we're running the Bantam, and then what we can expect from how it's going to work with everything else we want to put into the car.
Not a problem. Well, I actually haven't seen a set of these in the shop yet.
The fogs, the Flexor 3 fogs, yeah.
So let's see these things.
That's KC's SAE replacement fog. And the cool thing about these lights, the real trick piece of it is it's got a high power mode.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty trick. I like the window. Keeps the line of sight down, so we're not gonna drive everyone crazy in front of us.
Right.
I got the SAE compliance on the lens, so that's cool. It has multiple options for lenses, so I'm gonna take a wild guess. The top two are the fogs and the high beams on the bottom.
Yep, and then you could also go amber. They give you the amber lenses.
That's cool.
So the lenses replace that. It's actually embedded, so these are full waterproof. I think they're like IP.
One of them.
They're IP6 something. Basically, the bracket will go on. This will replace our stock fog.
Nice.
Like just plug and play. Then we've got our standard. Is that here? Yep.
Let's see. I've got one out right here.
You already got one out?
Yep.
Okay, so cool thing about these is they you can swap out the lenses. You could have a spread pattern, spot pattern. I think I have I've got the combo on there. So
cool. Yeah, check that out. It's pretty cool.
it's like a diffuse, it's like a spread pattern and then a spot
Nice.
in one.
Cool.
We'll be using these for ditch mounts.
Yep.
On the A-pillar. And then
our scene lights for camp.
yep. What do you think about these?
I like them. They're a little bit larger than all the other the competition, so you're getting probably a much better lens pattern. You're going to take up more. You'll probably send light to a wider area, but
And they've got a backlight.
no, it's kind of cool.
The amber backlights are pretty trick. I like them.
Yeah, it's it has that kit look. What was it? That movie from back when we were kids.
Knight Rider?
No, the robot, and it had eyes.
Oh, Johnny Five?
There we go.
Now you've got a lot of experience with this other company. Yep.
Yeah, so SPOD they're really pushing it with new technology. So the Bantam's come out, it runs a little bit different system, whereas the original system had individual relays. The Bantam is much smaller, solid state relays.
Now explain that. So solid state relays as opposed to what? I mean, I'm so not keen on all the tech behind everything.
Yeah, so we'll open this up. So solid state relay is basically, it's in a sense, it's one large board that is your full relay system. So say if you trip the solid state relay or you trip the breaker that's inside, as it cools down, it'll reset itself. But their overall new technology is really cool because you can do individual triggers. So you have 1 through 8. You can use all the triggers. And if by this little fin right here, if you pull this out, right now it's set in negative mode, but you can set it in positive. So if you like to put it in reverse, you want your lights to turn on, maybe the door trigger to turn on when open a door, high beam button to a light. So there's a lot of cool things you can do on that.
The unique part about this is we're going with like a switch-free Bantam, which means we're going to be running everything off of a dedicated iPod Touch.
Correct.
Well, technically it's an iPhone that my kids don't use, but it's mine now. And we're gonna use that as our control unit for this. They also have a touchscreen that you could buy from them, which utilizes the Cat 5 cable, correct?
Yeah, but you can also do unit linking. So like we're gonna do
you can piggyback.
Exactly, yeah. So if you run out of the 8 switches and you need to, add 3 more in, you get another brain. We data port them together. When you're on the touchscreen, you swipe over the app. So
that's like my Jeep. I have 2 SE boxes,
Correct.
and they have a little cable going between the 2 of those.
Yeah, we need to get SPOD to send you those for a little update.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that.
One
But
day.
for now, the Subaru. Are we going through the roof at all on this car?
I can if you want to.
Not
No,
necessarily.
so that's why we're going to use the KC wire hider. I love them. It's probably one of the best products as far as like for the installers. But
so this is the KC universal wire hider right here.
Yep.
Can we open this one up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, you own it now.
I own it now. Put it open.
Yeah, and it comes with everything you need. So you'll get the double-sided tape. Oh, there you go. You got it.
Here we go. And that's where the wire will go through. Since we're only running a couple of these, there's not a lot of cable that we're gonna have to really like stress about. It's 4 wires total that I think will run down this.
Correct.
From the harness. And or 6 because it's got the backlight, so that's an independent switch. Anyways, it'll run through this. We'll have plenty of room. And then they give you the 3M adhesive that goes on the back of this. You just have to be really, clean and careful with your prep work. But that's why we come to the professional, because he's very clean and professional. Man, they even give you the alcohol swabs.
There you go.
To clean.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it.
All right, looking forward to it. See you guys in a minute.
Cool. Cool. So this is kind of what I'm thinking about on this mount. So we just took some 1x1. It's a little overkill. It's 3/16 steel, but I'm gonna go ahead and chop it there. We're gonna bolt this to that. An issue, but for the most part, it's gonna sit like that. Cool. That's gonna sit right there.
Oh, so you can remove it from these 2 points.
Correct.
This bracket will be mounted from the strut tower.
Correct.
Very cool.
Like army color?
All right, so that one.
Well, we already did the cool stuff.
Right, the bracket looks awesome. Can't wait to see that go in. But so now you're getting ready to get the Phantom installed?
So we're gonna do a module swap.
Okay.
The cool thing is, this is what it came with.
That's the bracket, the mounting bracket, or is this the standard base?
So that's the base it comes with.
Okay.
So when you get a universal kit, I'm gonna break this down real quick just so everyone can kind of see what it is. So when you get it, it's gonna be 3 different pieces. So you would basically unscrew this from that plate, make sure you...
So we're not using this at all anymore?
No, so that's the original one. And this is the accessory mounting plate they gave you. We make sure the grommet goes back on, because you want to make sure...
Keep things sealed, right?
Exactly.
That's your seal, basically?
Yeah, so what you end up doing is you take off the positive and minus from the unit, slide out your cables, slide it back into here. You had it in 3 pieces, put it back together, drop in your hardware. And they make one also for the Jeep. They make one for a couple other vehicles.
Right.
But I just want to kind of show you guys this, because a lot of people call me and go, hey, I've got the universal. How do we make it work on the other plates? So there's 4 bolts in the bottom plate and it swaps over.
That's it.
Super simple.
All right, that is a rad looking bracket. So this is what we're gonna mount to?
Correct. Yeah, so this will go on strut tower bar right here. Cool, we made a little relief on the inside of it so we could crank it down.
You mean through here? Yeah,
Yep.
that's very smart. just don't want to paint yourself into a corner on that, do you?
Yep.
Cool.
All right, cool. So we got that in. Now we're gonna take the Bantam.
And so you've already run the wires.
Yep. Yeah, so the wires just go along the firewall, connect over to the battery, positive, negative, super simple. We're using stainless hardware.
Pedestal for SPOD.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're ready to wire up all the lights?
Yep, everything's gonna go here, positive, minus.
All right, so right now we're about to go into the KC fog lights. There's some wiring that we have to run, as well as the fogs themselves, the brackets mount from the inside of the bumper, as opposed to the outside, which would have been really simple, but whatever. So the fog kit comes with the brackets and then comes with the hardware to install the brackets onto the light.
Correct.
It won't have your standard base mount because you're not gonna mount it with that.
Correct.
And so here's a triangle that shows you which side should be facing up. Make sure you install it correctly.
Same thing, yeah, it'll basically slide in. This has a push pin and there's a 10 mil on the bottom. Now we do have to put the shrouds on them because right now it's the upside down triangle. So we're gonna put the shroud on it so when you mount it up to here, it looks like it was made for that opening.
For that.
We'll zip tie the wires up there, put everything back together and be solid.
So we just went through the pairing process. You can find the directions on SPOD's website. So you can see that we're now connected to our Bantam. And we have full switch control with a switchless system. We're using this old iPhone to now be our touchscreen for SPOD.
Is there on there?
Yeah, really nice.
Oh, we got rock. All right, so right now you're wiring our...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like how we do it, I don't solder. I mean, solder is just kind of a thing of the past. You very rarely see people doing that. But on the copper, we can use a good solid crimp. We use shrink. Then we'll put a waterproof shrink over it just to...
On top of the shrink
Correct.
connector.
Yeah, the shrink connectors are like, even though we're using a higher quality one than like what you would buy on Amazon, this is more like a Molex connector. We'll individually shrink them, but when you crimp them, sometimes like you pierce the connection. So I want to make sure that we're completely sealing that to stay away from corrosion. And then it'll zip tie down the rack, go into our wider hider, pop down into the unit, and then we'll actually be wiring the SPOD, same thing, right, left, rear, with the amber backlight.
Oh.
Wow, that's a shit ton of output.
Oh, it's really bright. Even the ambers are
Pretty nice.
pretty nice. Just running those at night.